almost like, you know, I'm gonna throw it out here. I know it's gonna sound kind of crazy, but I'm seeing, honestly, I would not be surprised if some of you would be suddenly like doubling, tripling your net worth, millionaires overnight type of energy. Hi my dear friends, how are you guys doing? So yesterday we had the full moon in our sign. Sorry for being MIA. And since it's the full moon, you know, in our sign, in your sign, Scorpios, I'm not Scorpio sun, I'm only Scorpio rising. Let's take a look if there is any special messages for this full moon of Scorpio. And before we get started, I made a separate announcement about this, but in case if you guys didn't get it because of algorithm or whatever other issues are out there, I started 48-hour special sale, super sales, the final sale that I'll ever be doing on my classes. And it's in honor of full moon in Scorpio. It's in honor of my birthday month as well, so I'd be honored to have you in my courses. All of them are off for, I believe, another 24 hours since I'm posting this video. So if you wanted to enroll in an astrology course over summer, this is the great time to do so. There is a beginner course which is 40% off, which basically takes you from the very beginning into signs, planets, lords of the chart, how to read your chart. I teach you all of this from scratch there. And then there's also intermediate advanced course where we discuss more sophisticated subjects such as composite charts, such as synastry overlays, progressions, return charts, all that kind of good stuff is the intermediate course, which is also 40% off for another 24 hours. Intermediate course has automatic access to the beginner course as well. So it's a super great deal for those of you who really want to study astrology, who want to get started with it. And I'll be super happy to have you there. Links to everything are going to be in the description box down below. Again, it's another 24 hours. I did it yesterday, but then, you know, like, it takes some time, I know, for you guys to get the notifications and everything like that, unless you follow me like on IG or you know, in membership. But anyway, I'll be happy to have you there. And also my tarot class is available for another 2 weeks until mid-May. So if you wanted to study tarot as an absolute beginner with me, check it out. You can stream it as low as $22, so it's also a super great deal. I hope to see you there. There is, like I said before in my video, and I have to do this announcements all together because otherwise people miss out, and then 6 months later they message me like, oh, I wish I could have taken that. So for those of you who need to hear that, I'm taking my very last one-on-one student. This is different from Vimeo Tarot course. This is where I guide you one-on-one about everything with tarot secrets that you're probably not gonna see anywhere else, especially when it comes to Rider-Waite, but also modern tarot secrets based on Kabbalah, secrets based also with astrology, history also behind tarot cards, certain things that I've never heard even one reader on YouTube at least talk about it. And I teach you all of this one-on-one. I'll take just one last private student. Again, it's open until mid-May. So whoever gets it first gets it first. I am not going to be offering this again. I know people have been asking me, will you be offering this again? I'm not, because you know, like, I've been offering this for a long time, and even though like availability was limited, still, like, you know, I will be taking a break to be doing some other things in the near future. So I hope to see you there. I'll be super honored to be your teacher. Of course, also all the private bookings and stuff. I promise this is one last of those, but private bookings and stuff. Description box, once again, I'll be taking a break from everything starting mid-May, right around my birthday, May 15. So, you know, like, first come first served. If you wanted to do a private booking, do it now. Otherwise, I don't even know, honestly, if I'm gonna be doing private readings ever again. So like, if you wanted to book something, links are down below. I know it's not for everyone, but anyway, thank you so much for sitting through the sponsorship of my own channel and these announcements. I appreciate you guys as always. Let's take a look now about the energies of this full moon. What do we need to know as Scorpios? What are we manifesting? What's going on? Sorry, my face is very sleepy. I've been traveling. I have a weird setup right now, but let's take a look. I feel like a lot of good things are coming for Scorpios. This was a very powerful full moon. Not an easy one, but I feel like very cleansing. It was a full moon that made you realize things. Like a reality check. I'm hearing words reality check. Let's see. Okay, we have here, interesting, we have number 32, jeweled web connectivity. Let's make sure that zooms in. Okay, it's zooming on my face. But basically, okay, so it's interesting because as I was pulling this card, the message that I was hearing in my head was jewels or crystals. Not jewels, crystals. I have this crystal over here. So for some of you, you will get a little bit of a hint. Like, I feel like, again, I think I've seen this maybe in your previous reading, where it seemed like certain things have been kind of like disconnected, and you might have not been able to make sense of certain things, you know, before now. Like, there might have been some, it's almost like a bit of a chess game, and there's been like certain pieces that's been sort of like, it doesn't make sense. So why did this have to happen that way then? And why is this happening this way now? I'm getting that in the next, I would say, 5 weeks or so, you're gonna start seeing how everything actually is super connected. Like, there is going to be a clarity of how something you did, something that happened to you, is leading you exactly to your next, you know, moment. Maybe some of you are even feeling bad, like, oh my god, I wasted, you know, time on this job or on this person, or just like blah type of thing. Because full moons are also about manifestation. It's like, okay, we have arrived at a certain point. Let's see, you know, what our gains, what our losses are. But I'm getting that you actually will be led to your next step very soon. And it's interesting, you have also this card, Many Masks, which talks about authentic self. So I'm getting that this is the moment, with this especially full moon that just happened, where you are starting to realize that your perception of yourself, I don't want to say it was maybe incorrect, but maybe you didn't realize how important certain things for you were. Like, you know how we all go through like phases or stages in life where for a moment we think, I can really be single forever, I don't care about relationship, but then you realize, no, actually I crave connection, I crave partnership. Or we go through a period in life where it's like, I'm just a hippie, I don't care about, you know, material comforts or whatever, but then you're like, oh no, actually it's important for me. And with this card, Many Masks, the authentic self, I'm starting to, you guys are starting actually to see which things were kind of like a role you played, which things you've been doing in your life were sort of like a phase. You maybe been trying on mask while trying to, you know, kind of like figure yourself out, you know, like we, especially like as younger people, right, like when you are, you know, like in your late teens, early 20s, but even throughout 20s, I think even like until 30s, even to like, you try on different things, you try different jobs, you try different, like you kind of like see, oh, you know, how can I do this? Like, it's, you're basically trying different roles, so to say, in life. And then I feel like you now are starting to see, you see here there's also like another mask kind of like in the heart area. I feel like you are starting to accept yourself fully and start understanding, like, listen, like there's different things I've tried throughout my life, different type of lives, so to say, I've been living, but I'm actually now looking forward to connect to my authentic self. I'm starting to understand who am I underneath all of these different things that I've experienced, all the different things that happened to me. And I'm also seeing that for a lot of you, there is like a realization, a deep realization of who you are at the core. Not the things like, oh, I'm trying to fit in with this group of people, so let me put on this show, let me put on this mask. I feel like Scorpios especially are the ones who are able to live many, many lives within one incarnation. So it's almost like you have a mini reincarnation every now and so. And now there is this energy where you actually start seeing who you are. And this is important because I think this is the step exactly that leads you to your soulmate, to the actual person you're meant to be with. Because that's the thing, like when you put it on a show, when you're not really doing what you want to be doing, when you kind of like hide yourself, hide your light, kind of like living life in the strange space where you don't really want to do something, you don't really want to be there, like you're playing sort of like roles, you can't really like excuse me you can't really kind of like attract the person you're meant to be with. And I'm seeing as you're taking off this many masks, which maybe you unconsciously been wearing. Again, I'm not saying you are fake or anything. Sometimes we unconsciously put ourselves in certain attire, in certain, I don't know, mask certain role in life, and then it takes some time and some healing to actually understand that, oh my god, I've been wearing a mask all this time. And sorry guys, let me just clean my camera lens really quickly. I was like in New York filming a lot and now my camera is like different stuff. But yeah, anyway, that I feel like is the step specifically that leads you to your soulmate, leads you to really discovering, finding not just your soulmate, but like really being in that alignment, energetic alignment with like where you attract things into your life that you actually want to have. Sometimes, sure, like you can pretend to be anybody, and sometimes we all do this to survive, right? Sometimes like you go to a job interview, let's say it's an accounting firm, and you not yourself really, you pretend to, like, maybe you don't even want this job, but you're like, well, I have to pay my bills, that's why I'm here, like, but you're not gonna say this right at the interview. You're gonna say something, whatever, some kind of speech. And we all go, I think, through the time periods to survive. Sometimes I think if Scorpio is wearing a mask, it is most likely to survive, unless they are like manipulating someone into something, like the evil type of Scorpio. So now I feel like the time have come for you to take off that mask, to stop doing things just for the survival, to actually tap into thriving energy and thriving from the authentic space. Let's see what else. I love this oracle so much. It's so trippy, but like it's super cool. We have stars in this. Oh my god, look at this. We have stars in the sky, limitless possibility, and look what's here. It's almost, I know that it doesn't look like it's a number, but it kind of almost looks like a full moon, like meditating thing after meditating person before full moon, under full moon. Because the reason like is you actually have limitless possibility in front of you now. Right now, I'm not sure how exactly the stars are aligning in your individual charts. Of course, I don't know this without knowing your chart. This is a very general reading. But with stars in the sky, limitless possibility, it's like stars are really aligning for you now to stop operating from that struggle space, survival space, and instead start understanding how many actually opportunities you have, how many different things that will happen. Once again, when we operate in that very survival based mode, you are just clinging to things. You're so scared to let go. You just want to get whatever you can to make sure you survive, you get by, right? And here with this limitless possibility, there is really an energy and a door opening up when you start seeing how actually there's so much more you can do than the things you've been clinging to so desperately without maybe even, you know, receiving the results that you wanted. We also have skywriting, the fates. So it's a lot of these things are really fated for you. This is the things that, you know, again, full moon is here. Like, it's almost like this full moon is coming into this perspective to show you and to help you understand that when it comes to your actual destiny and fate, there's so much more fate has in store than maybe that limited space, limited, you know, type of narrow space you've put yourself in. And we have this falling angel, spiritual narcolepsy. The way I see this card is that this is about balance. When we become too spiritual, so to say, right, we sometimes lose track of our physical environment, you know, physical goals. And when we don't have that, of course, if you only are like driven by physical comfort, whatever, it's also not, you know, the full thing. But I'm getting that some of you maybe have ascended, so to say, way too high without practical implication, and now you're kind of grounding yourself, but not in a bad way. This is in a good way. This is you actually taking the downloads, like the spiritual insights, like the growth that has happened, and putting this into something of a physical form, putting it into something like where you can actually, okay, like let's say you've been practicing, I don't know, yoga or some kind of meditations or whatever, you know, for years, and you never really, but let's say you had still a part of your life where you really like struggled, whether it's love, whether it's being fully aligned when it comes to your career. And it's almost like, I'm not saying that this makes your practice useless by any means, but it's almost like now you are, okay, so if I'm actually so good at the things and like I dedicated so much to these practices, let me actually see a practical benefit in my practical life from that. So whether it is aligning yourself with your true career path, or whether it is I don't know, attracting better, like kind of like more, you know, aligned people in your life or whatever this is. I'm getting that you're starting to take all of that spiritual energy that you've acquired and putting it into actually bettering your physical life on this planet, because it's like you're not really 5D, you're grounded in this 3D energy. Let's see. Let's keep going with this oracle. It's a different oracle. What's one thing you need to focus on? What is your next step? Interesting. 7 star sisters, birth and creation, tapestry of life, expression. 7 sisters, of course, it's a star cluster in the Pleiadian, in the Pleiades, so to say, which is in tropical astrology, is a constellation of Gemini. So that makes me think right away that right around it's something that I think that the process has already started now. You are already in that process, maybe even with this full moon, but I'm seeing that like by about June, right around, maybe even because we're gonna have Venus already in Gemini. We're gonna have Venus in Gemini already in May, so this could be, of course, June, July, even though we're gonna have already some Gemini energy in May. But I feel like by that time, to me, the energy here seems like very free-spirited energy, where you're creating, where you are aligned. And I'm getting that this is the journey to this has started. You're slowly letting go of all the things where you just don't feel fulfilled anymore, where you feel, I don't know, limited, or maybe, you know, sometimes we can even do something that we love and we are good at, but it's like when you ask yourself, is this really it? The answer is no. And sometimes it happens with love, right? You're dating someone, person's amazing, but like, is this really it? And there's a part of you that kind of knows, no, actually not. Like, and it's fine. And I think that actually you taking that risk pays off, because this is like you starting to embrace life. You starting to feel alive and youthful and young again. And this is something that you maybe have lost for a long time. Let's see, what are your finances like in the coming future? We have the Queen of Cups. Stay, Scorpio. We have the Hermit. We have the Empress as well. Okay, why is this not focusing? Okay. Now we have the Moon. So 4 ones at the bottom. That's like pretty clear, because I'm just getting that it's important at the moment, at least, to not let your emotions, you know, get the best of you. Like, be guided by your emotions, but don't let them to get the best of you, because it's more like the energy of where it's been a lonely journey. Maybe like you had to really isolate yourself, work on your goals, like really had to, you know, like keep on hope and keep on motivating yourself when maybe no one saw your potential or no one believed in you. There's definitely been something like that. And I'm just getting that, especially for those of you who've been on this very lonely journey where it was no one around you, but you yourself had to kind of fill your own cup, and you yourself had to, you know, motivate yourself and like look at the things on a brighter side, even like when things didn't look that bright. I'm getting that, especially for those who resonate with that, it's time when things pay off. And I especially see something interesting happen in September. For some of you, you might have consciously chosen to maybe, I don't know, just focus on specific goal last September. There's something about September of last year, 2020. And I'm just getting that with the Empress here, you starting to attract the kind of abundance and starting to step in to this very abundant self, where, you know, it's like you were willing to do the things that no one else were willing to, which is why now you're in a space where like you have the things that maybe others do not, or soon to be manifested. And with the Moon card here, there is still a lot of questions you have, I think, about your journey. There is still some things where it's not quite clear where do we go from this point onwards? Like, you're still figuring a lot of things out. Like, this full moon, I think, was also very important for your prosperity. This full moon, actually, Scorpio, might have been a turning point when it comes to your prosperity. And the next also moon cycles are going to be eclipses. So I'm getting that it's almost like, I'm going to throw it out here. I know it's going to sound kind of crazy, but I'm seeing, honestly, I would not be surprised if some of you would be suddenly like doubling, tripling your net worth, millionaires overnight type of energy. Again, be careful. This, of course, is not financial advice, but I'm seeing there's something you've been doing since last September, and something recently with this full moon of Scorpio that happened. It's going to be a massive turnaround, especially as we move to these eclipses. And it was like what I can tell here about especially your finances, work, your goals, projects. This has been a very long journey, lonely journey. You've been lonely, I'm seeing, for a long time on this journey. One last card for finances. But look at this, Six of Cups. But I think soon things are about to make sense, especially once again, June is important, even though this is not a June timing card. I'm seeing June here specifically in this reading. It's like you're about to see why you took the kind of steps you had to take. And I'm also seeing that, interestingly, all of this is connected to love. Six of Pentacles. It's almost like Six of Cups to Six of Pentacles. You are starting to attract people to yourself who are more generous. Maybe before you had people around you, whether with work or just in general, who were very like, they didn't want to share with you too much. They didn't want to give you too much. It could even be like, when we have friends sometimes, or even family members, they're like, oh, I don't want to tell you how much I love you, that you're the best, or that you're great, because I don't want you to get a big head, or I don't want to, jinx you. Like, there's all kind of excuses people give. I'm getting that some people were so inspired by you, but they never wanted to tell you that. I don't know why, because maybe they didn't want you to feel too important. And I'm just getting all the things that you were owed to are coming towards you now. Okay, card that's flying out. Because what is this? Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. Wish fulfillment is here, and there's something else you're doing about your money, finances, that's kind of different from, I don't know, what you did before, maybe? I'm not sure. What is it? What about love, Scorpios? Gosh. I am not a card magician, but the time has come for you to be with the one. Here it is. It's here. Like, it's here. When are you gonna meet this person? Judgment. Can't say, but Judgment is connected to Pluto, and we're gonna have Pluto retrograde until, I believe, October. So the time has come. Before October of this year it's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen way before. Let's take one more. Four of Pentacles. Might be something about number 4. Knight of Cups. Three of Swords, the Devil. Before I feel like this also fully manifests, there might be a person from the past who will try to hold on to you one last time. Could be an ex, could be someone. It's almost like they feel now that you're completely slipping away, so they might try to come back one more time. But I don't see the person in your future, that person. I'm getting that this is new love, faded connection. It's finally here. Anyway, I'll take this to the extended. Also, Eight of Swords at the bottom, reversed. You're starting to see clearly. If you've been kind of blinded by lack of progress or some kind of difficult situation, all of this is like being removed now. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. The link to the extended is going to be down below. Once again, this is the 24 hours last call for all the courses, sale, private reading, tarot class. Everything's going to be in the description box. Love you all. See you at the extended. Bye.